What's going on, everybody? Just finished watching this back and forth between Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre, and I just wanted you guys to have a look at this, and then we'll react to it after. All right, let's check it out.
Stop the auto theft that has run rampant under this prime minister. He's now throwing a cape over his back, claiming that he's the hero on auto theft, but it's actually tripled in Toronto, and it's up by 100% in Montreal after he brought in catch and release and house arrest for car thieves, and after his incompetence allowed our ports to spin out of control and our cars to be exported to overseas crime and terror networks. Why doesn't he reverse his policies instead of another meeting?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, this is a serious situation. Canadians are concerned about this. The Conservative leader just chooses to whip out his empty slogans and continue to blame everyone while we're getting to work. We're pulling together stakeholders and leaders from across the government to look at what more we can do. We've seen successes. CBSA agents have intercepted over 1,600 stolen cars last year in 2023, but there's more to do. We're going to continue to make the steady work and investments necessary to keep Canadians safe and to keep crime down.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
To keep crime down. Crime is way up. Violent crime is up 40% under this prime minister. And today he had his ministers hold a big press conference as their solution. And in it, they put out a press release that said, and I quote, "In 2022, approximately 9,600 vehicles were stolen in the Toronto area alone, representing a 300% increase since 2015. End quote. What happened in 2015? I know, he happened, Mr. Speaker. How can we make him unhappen and stop the crime?
Great point.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, in 2015, Stephen Harper presented a budget that had slashed funds for policing, slashed funds for CBSA officers, slashed funding for Veterans Affairs Services, and we were there to clean up the mess, to cut taxes for the wealthiest 1%, lower them for the middle class, to support families, to start moving forward on gun control in real ways while the Conservatives rosy up to the American gun lobbies. We continue to step up and keep Canadians safe. Let them bring assault weapons back to our streets. We'll keep Canadians safe.
What is he even talking about?
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Wow, is he ever losing control of himself? Oh my goodness. Screaming and hollering like that. Mr. Speaker, it's his press release that says that in Toronto, auto thefts are up 300% since he took office. His solution is to hold a summit. He held a summit on food prices. Food prices went up. He held a summit on housing. Housing costs doubled. How much is crime going to rise after all the bigwigs go to his summit?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, the leader of the opposition has trouble believing that we would actually include real facts in our press release, something he and the Harper government never did for years. Yes, Mr. Speaker, there is a real challenge around auto theft in this country, and our solution is to roll up our sleeves, pull together partners from across the country, and get to solving it. His solution, throw his hands up in the air, blame a raft of political attacks on us, and continue to see that he's not putting forward any real solutions, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so first things first, that was very interesting, right? Second of all, I still and will always love how Pierre Poilievre just subtly roasts Trudeau and the Liberals right to their face. It's entertaining, it makes Canadian politics interesting, and it's something we've needed. That's something that Aaron O'Toole and Michael Scheer did, or Andrew Scheer did not have. Third of all, what in the absolute hell is Justin Trudeau talking about? We're rolling up our sleeves to get the job done. It's been almost 9 years and things are getting worse. He's talking about Stephen Harper. Stephen Harper hasn't been in since 2014-15. You're blaming a 300% increase on auto theft on Stephen Harper, who hasn't been in here for the better part of a decade. Well, he slashed all these things, he made all these cuts. Okay, so pass some bills to reverse that if you think those bills that he cut or slashed would work. Like, how in the world does Stephen Harper get brought into this by Trudeau? Pierre Poilievre mentioned 2015 because he's talking about the rise in crime and auto theft. Of course, inflation, the housing market's doubled. Everything has gotten worse under this prime minister. And this asshole of a communist wannabe wants to go, oh yeah, but Stephen Harper almost a decade ago. Oh, you mean when you could rent a 4-bedroom townhouse in Burlington, Ontario for $1,600-$1,700? Yeah, what a nightmare that is, right? When you could go to the grocery store and spend $100 and fill up an entire cart? Oh, that sucks. When taxes were way less, when crime was way down, oh man, what a nightmare. Canada really sucked back then. The whole entire country has gone to shit because of him and his cabinet and those asshole NDPs who continue to form a coalition with him. Like, he's just unhinged, he's angry, he's losing his mind, he doesn't know what to do. There's almost nothing he can do to continue his power, although they are trying to make an election reform. I don't know if you guys saw that video I put up the other day, but him and Jagmeet Singh, of course, now that they're getting blown out of the water, they got to change the rules now. That's what their next trick is going to be. And it's just unbelievable. I mean, these guys are so out of touch with Canadians. I mean, they just think in a completely different elitist, globalist type of way, where most people like me, people like how Pierre Poilievre seems to be, we're on the more populist side of things. We want what's best for people. And everything Justin Trudeau says, we're rolling up our sleeves and getting to work. What now? What were you doing for the first 7.5 years? Like, now you're getting to work? Oh, now we believe you. Chrystia Freeland, same thing. Oh, we're really going to get to work on these houses. Houses don't get built overnight. It's going to take a long time. And you should have started in 2015. You didn't. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, you see the Liberal side of the parliament and you see how many seats they still have. Now, that's about to change, thank God. They're going to be a tiny little corner of parliament somewhere after the next election, hopefully. I'm just so sick and tired of these idiots defending their nonsense. And Canadians, like me, and I'm sure like most of you, are getting really, really sick and tired of it.